The first sin ever to happen in heaven was pride. The first sin that ever happened in heaven, not on earth, was pride. And who sinned? This angel from the highest rank of the angelic orders called the cherubims. This angel later on was called Satan. He was an angel of the highest rank, full of eyes, full of knowledge, absolutely beautiful, perfect, created by God. Pride entered this angel. What are angels? Spirits. Therefore, pride attacks your spirit, not your soul, not your body. Please get this right. Pride attacks the spirit. 1 Thessalonians 5:23, St. Paul says we're made out of three things: body, soul, and spirit. Pride attacks the spirit. Satan, when he was cast out of heaven, the first thing he did to the human race, Adam and Eve, pride. He said to Eve, if you eat from this tree which God said don't eat from it, but trust me, don't trust God, trust me, you can eat, you're not gonna die. If you eat from it, you will be like God. Now to be like God, man, I'm something now very precious, someone very high and exalted. I'm like God, man, I'll be the ultimate of ultimates. Everybody's gonna look up to me. Everybody's gonna come and bow and ask for my advice. I'll be the center of attention. And when you become the center of attention, you can kiss it goodbye. You're in deep trouble, my dear friend. Before you know it, your head has become bigger than a balloon and you're flying so high, Satan has devoured you before you blink your eyes. He brought pride into the human race because this is what killed Satan. This is what destroyed Satan, pride. Now the medication for pride is prayer. You want to avoid pride? Pray. What does prayer do to your spirit? Humbles it. Bows the head down before God. You see, when pride enters, please, I'll leave you with this. And it's before Christmas. When pride enters the spirit far from all of you, there is another component called the soul, S-O-U-L, no time. The soul is made out of 5 things. Subconscious mind, the conscious mind, the will, the thought, feelings and emotions. That is your soul. It's made out of 5 components. The subconscious mind, the conscious mind, the will, thought, feelings and emotions. When the spirit is engulfed with pride, it will go to the soul, influence the will, influence the thought, influence your conscious and subconscious mind, eventually influencing your body. When pride engulfs a person, that person becomes egocentric, selfish. The only thing they care about is themselves. My own safety net, my own position, my own name, my own title, my own throne. Everything revolves around me. It is either me or nothing. My way or the highway. The moment you start saying me, 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 impossible to serve God. Impossible, you cannot serve God. Even if you are a bishop, you cannot serve Him. Because there is only one I am, and that is God. If you start saying me, 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 you become the I am, but you become the false God. It is either God or you. The 2 I ams can't be together at the same time. It is either Him or you. The moment you become selfish, egocentric, me, you've detached yourself from the true divine God, Yahweh, the I Am. The day you detach yourself from God, thinking that you can do whatever you wish, there is another force will engulf you called Satan. The moment Satan takes over, you will not know your right hand from your left hand. You'll start thinking you're doing everything right, yet everything is wrong. You start thinking you're walking in the right path, yet you're walking in the very wrong path that will lead you to destruction. Satan will devour you, will bring you into his darkness. You will see nothing anymore. You will not differentiate between the right and the wrong, the truth and the lies, nothing. Because Satan, his job is to deceive and falsify the truth. And a person that sees themselves only, they cannot humble themselves. If you cannot humble yourself, you can never serve others. You expect others to serve you always. Now, to be a true servant of Christ, you have to say like St. Paul said, I live, but no longer me, but Christ who lives in me. I live, but no longer me. Meaning, stop living for yourself. Stop doing things your way. Stop saying me. Stop it. Stop blaming everyone except yourself. Stop saying it is everyone's fault. I'm the only one who is a victim. No, admit and say, I'm a criminal as well. Admit it. So the next time, before you point a finger at someone, you need to realize you're pointing one finger at that someone, but there are three pointing at you. So you're judging your friend once, you've judged yourself 3 times moreover. Isn't that how we point? You. Look at that. 1 to your friend, 3 to yourself. You just shot yourself in the foot. A humble person, and by the way, humility is not just a word I say or a topic I preach about. No, you need to live. You need to live it. It's very hard. You know why it's hard? Because what about me? Where is my right? He just stole this from me. He just took this from me. He didn't let me talk. And they just took that job from me. Oh. You know, I can test someone in the church very easily to see if they are humble. They have, no, we can't be perfectly humble. So only the Lord can do that. But if they have a glimpse of humility in them, I can test them with one thing. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but I'll say it anyway for the argument's sake. Somebody that is serving in the church, I'll come without prior notification, without any hints. I'll just come at them. No warnings, nothing. I'll say, I'm taking this position from you. Let me see what you're going to do. Yeah. If that person leaves the church and never comes back to it, they're not humble. They were there for themselves, not for the Lord. But if that person is not deterred by it, not even touched by it, not even concerned, normal, yeah, no problem, you can have it. And they come and remain in the church and come and pray in the church as if nothing happened. Now, I'll give that person everything they want. I'll entrust them. With whatever I give them, I'll be very, very comfortable. The Lord does that, my beloveds. He puts us to the test. Who gave me this rank? The Lord. Who gave me this church? The Lord. Who brought the people to this church? The Lord. Now one day the Lord will come and says, I don't want you to be a bishop. I'm throwing you out in the street. Are you going to continue loving me, or are you going to walk away from me? Was your love hanging on the position I gave you and all the other beautiful things I've given you? Or was your love for me, not for what I have done for you, but your love was for me? The Lord wants you to love Him for Himself, nothing else. Don't ever love the Lord because He's giving you. Don't ever love the Lord because He's granting you your wish. Don't let your love be based on that. Love Him even if He takes you to hell. Love Him. When you love Him in hell, you'll definitely love Him in heaven. What do they say on that big wedding day? Will you take her in good times and bad times, in sickness and in health, in poorness and in richness? And the poor guy says yes, yes, yes. And the same thing, the girl says, yes, Father, please hurry up. The plane is running, waiting for us to go to Hawaii for honeymoon. They are concerned about the honeymoon. They are not realizing what vows they just made for one another. Will you accept her in sickness and in health? Yes. She becomes sick. He says, I'll need to find another one. You're good for nothing anymore. When I married you, come here, boy. I married you because you were rich. You drove a Lamborghini. You lived in a mansion. You had millions in the bank account. Now you went bankrupt. Get out of my sight. I need another rich man now. Centerlink ain't gonna do me no good. If you accept the Lord on Good Friday, definitely you'll accept Him on Sunday resurrection. Now humility, I live no longer for myself, I live for Him. This is the Holy Mother. The Holy Mother, she erased herself for her Son to be in total control and charge of her life. That's why she's the queen, we're not. And aren't we calling her blessed after 2024 years? Wow. Look at the word of the Lord, how truthful it is and faithful. Well, do you think we're calling her blessed? No. It's the Lord who makes sure that we call her blessed whether we like her or not, because she honored Him. He will put it in our hearts to honor her. What goes around comes around. He who humbles himself shall be exalted. The Holy Mother is always exalted. Billions of Christians exalt her. Billions. Billions of Christians exalt her. That's the Lord Jesus.